Did you know that the average American household spends over $60,000 a year just to get by? And in some states, that number skyrockets even higher. But here's the shocking part. In other states, you could cut those expenses by nearly 1/3 without sacrificing your quality of life. Imagine paying half the rent you do now, groceries that don't drain your wallet, and housing so affordable you might finally own your dream home. Sounds too good to be true? It's not. While some states are notorious for high costs, think California or New York, others remain hidden gems where your money stretches much further. The best part? These states aren't just cheap. They also offer unique lifestyles, stunning landscapes, and tight-knit communities that many people overlook. So, what are the 10 cheapest states to live in America right now? Stick around. You may be surprised which states made the list. Number 10, Michigan. When most people think of Michigan, they imagine Detroit's auto industry, freezing winters, and the Great Lakes. But what many don't realize is that Michigan is one of the most affordable places to live in the entire country. Let's start with housing. The median home price in Michigan is significantly below the national average, making homeownership a real possibility even for first-time buyers. Renters can also breathe easier, as monthly rents in smaller cities like Grand Rapids or Lansing are often half the cost of renting in big coastal cities like San Francisco or New York. Groceries, utilities, and transportation costs also remain below the national average, meaning day-to-day life simply costs less here. And with easy access to some of the largest freshwater lakes in the world, Michigan offers an outdoor lifestyle that money can't buy. Think summer weekends on the lake, autumn road trips through colorful forests, and winter adventures in snowy small towns. Of course, no state is perfect. Winters in Michigan can be brutally cold, and certain areas like Detroit still face economic challenges. But for many, the affordability far outweighs the drawbacks. Remote workers, in particular, can enjoy spacious homes, lower bills, and plenty of natural beauty, all while keeping their big city salaries. So, if you're looking for a place where your paycheck goes further without sacrificing quality of life, Michigan deserves a spot on your radar. And this is just the beginning. The states ahead get even cheaper. Let's move on to number 9 on our list. Number 9, Missouri. Right in the middle of the country lies Missouri, a state often overlooked but packed with affordability and charm. Known as the Show Me State, Missouri is where you'll find a blend of Midwestern friendliness, Southern hospitality, and surprisingly low costs of living. Housing here is the biggest draw. The median home price in Missouri is well below the national average, and renting in cities like St. Louis, Kansas City, or Springfield often costs 30 to 40% less than in coastal cities. For families, that means more space, bigger yards, and the chance to actually buy a home without years of saving. But affordability doesn't stop at housing. Groceries, utilities, and healthcare are also cheaper than in most U.S. states. Transportation is reasonable too, with gas prices and commuting costs staying on the lower end. This combination makes Missouri especially attractive for young families, retirees, and anyone looking to stretch their budget further. Beyond the savings, Missouri has a lot to offer in lifestyle perks. Kansas City is famous for its mouth-watering barbecue and lively jazz scene, while St. Louis boasts historic neighborhoods, iconic landmarks like the Gateway Arch, and free attractions like the zoo and art museum. Nature lovers aren't left out either. Missouri is filled with rolling hills, rivers, and state parks perfect for weekend getaways. Sure, Missouri has its challenges, including hot summers and occasional tornado threats. But the cost savings and cultural richness make it a hidden gem for affordable living. So, if you're looking for a balance of low expenses and big experiences, Missouri might just surprise you. Next up, let's head further south to discover number 8 on our list. Number 8, West Virginia. Tucked away in the Appalachian Mountains, West Virginia is one of the most underrated yet affordable states in America. Known for its rugged beauty, winding rivers, and charming small towns, this state offers a lifestyle that feels slower, simpler, and much easier on your wallet. The biggest perk? Housing costs. West Virginia consistently ranks among the lowest in the nation when it comes to home prices. In many areas, You can buy a house for less than what you'd pay for a year's rent in cities like Los Angeles or Boston. Renters also enjoy incredibly affordable rates, making it a dream for those looking to cut monthly expenses. But the savings don't stop there. Groceries, utilities, and transportation are all lower than the national average. Even healthcare, one of the fastest rising costs in the country, tends to be more affordable here. This makes West Virginia especially appealing for retirees, students, and remote workers who want to keep expenses minimal without sacrificing comfort. Beyond affordability, West Virginia offers something money can't buy: stunning natural beauty. From the New River Gorge, a paradise for hikers and whitewater rafters, to peaceful mountain towns surrounded by forests, life here often feels like a permanent retreat. Imagine stepping outside your door to crisp mountain air, endless hiking trails, and breathtaking views, all without the noise and chaos of big city living. Of course, West Virginia has its challenges, including fewer job opportunities in certain regions. But with the rise of remote work, more people are discovering this hidden gem as a place where you can live richly without spending richly. So, if you've ever dreamed of mountain living at a fraction of the cost, West Virginia deserves a closer look. Next, let's travel south to discover number 7 on our list. We put a lot of effort into bringing you these insights, so if you found value here, please hit that subscribe button. It's just one click, but it helps us keep going. And tell us in the comments, which state would you actually consider moving to, and why? Your answer might inspire our next video. Number 7. Arkansas. Welcome to Arkansas, often called the natural state, and not just because of its breathtaking mountains, rivers, and hot springs. Arkansas also earns its place on this list for offering one of the lowest costs of living in America. Let's talk about housing first. Whether you're buying or renting, Arkansas is known for its incredibly affordable real estate. The median home price is far below the national average, meaning you can actually afford that white picket fence dream without burying yourself in decades of debt. Renters also benefit, especially in cities like Little Rock, Fayetteville, and Hot Springs, where monthly costs are dramatically cheaper than in big U.S. metros. But housing is just the beginning. Everyday essentials, groceries, utilities, transportation, and healthcare, all come with smaller price tags in Arkansas. For families, that means stretching paychecks further. For retirees, it means living comfortably on a fixed income. And for remote workers, it's the chance to live surrounded by nature without breaking the bank. Speaking of nature, Arkansas is paradise for outdoor lovers. From the Ozark Mountains to Hot Springs National Park, the state is filled with opportunities for hiking, fishing, boating, and camping. The slower pace of life, combined with Southern hospitality, makes an inviting place for people seeking both affordability and community. Of course, no state is perfect. Arkansas faces hot, humid summers and occasional tornadoes, which can be a challenge. But for many, the low costs and natural beauty make it an easy trade-off. If you've ever dreamed of a lifestyle where your dollar stretches further and the outdoors are right at your doorstep, Arkansas might just be the perfect fit. Now, let's move on to number 6 on our list. Number 6, Alabama. When it comes to affordable living with a touch of Southern hospitality, Alabama stands out as one of the best-kept secrets in America. With its warm climate, cultural richness, and budget-friendly lifestyle, it's no wonder Alabama consistently ranks among the cheapest states to live in. Let's start with the numbers. Housing in Alabama is incredibly affordable. The median home price is thousands below the national average. Renting is also wallet-friendly, especially in smaller cities like Montgomery, Huntsville, and Mobile, where you'll find spacious apartments at prices that would barely cover a studio in New York or Los Angeles. Beyond housing, the overall cost of living index in Alabama is significantly lower than the national average. Groceries, utilities, healthcare, and even transportation all come at a discount. For families and retirees, this means less financial stress and more room to enjoy life. But affordability isn't the only selling point. Alabama is steeped in history and culture. From the lively music scene in Muscle Shoals to the stunning Gulf Coast beaches near Mobile, there's always something to experience. Sports fans will also appreciate the state's deep passion for college football. It's practically a way of life here. Nature lovers aren't left behind either. The state offers everything from mountain hikes in the north to sunny days on white sand beaches in the south. It's a rare combination of natural beauty and affordability that few states can match. Of course, Alabama does face challenges like hot summers and occasional severe weather, but for many people, the savings and lifestyle benefits outweigh those drawbacks. So, if you've ever dreamed of stretching your budget without giving up culture, nature, or community, Alabama might just be the place to call home. Next, let's reveal number 5 on our list. Number 5, Georgia. When most people think of Georgia, Atlanta comes to mind, a bustling hub for business, film, and culture. But here's the secret. Outside the metro area, Georgia is one of the most affordable states to live in the U.S., blending Southern charm, diverse landscapes, and budget-friendly living. Housing costs are a big draw here. While Atlanta can be pricey, smaller cities like Augusta, Macon, and Savannah offer median home prices and rents far below the national average. Many families find that they can afford a much larger home in Georgia than they could in states like California, New Jersey, or Massachusetts. Day-to-day expenses are also easier on the wallet. Groceries, utilities, and transportation are cheaper than the national average, and healthcare costs remain manageable. Georgia's strong agricultural industry keeps food prices relatively low, meaning fresh produce is not only affordable but also abundant. Beyond affordability, Georgia offers a lifestyle that's hard to beat. You've got the Blue Ridge Mountains to the north, sunny Atlantic beaches to the east, and vibrant cultural hubs in between. Savannah's cobblestone streets, dripping with Southern history and charm, are worlds apart from Atlanta's fast-paced energy. But both are uniquely Georgia. The state also has a growing economy, with jobs in logistics, film production, and tech drawing more workers each year. For remote workers, Georgia provides the perfect balance of modern connectivity and affordable living. Sure, summers can get hot and humid, and Atlanta traffic is notorious. But with low costs, rich culture, and diverse scenery, Georgia makes it easy to see why so many people are calling it home. Now, let's head west and uncover number 4 on our list. Number 4, Oklahoma. Welcome to Oklahoma, the land of wide-open spaces, friendly neighbors, and one of the lowest costs of living in the entire country. If you've ever dreamed of owning a home without spending decades paying it off, Oklahoma is a state that makes that dream very real. Housing is where Oklahoma shines the most. The median home price is dramatically lower than the national average, and rental rates are equally affordable. In cities like Tulsa and Oklahoma City, you'll find spacious apartments and family-sized houses at prices that would be unthinkable on the East or West Coast. But it's not just about housing. Everyday living costs are easier here too. Groceries, utilities, healthcare, and transportation all come at below-average prices. Even gas tends to be cheaper, which is a big deal in a state where driving is often the primary mode of transportation. Oklahoma also offers more than just affordability. It's a state filled with rich culture and natural beauty. From the cowboy traditions and Native American history to the rolling prairies and stunning sunsets, life here carries a unique rhythm. Oklahoma City boasts a growing art scene, while Tulsa offers a blend of modern development and old-school charm. Of course, like any state, Oklahoma has its challenges. Summers can be hot, and the state is part of Tornado Alley, meaning severe weather is a consideration. But for many, the cost savings and quality of life more than make up for these downsides. So, if you're looking for a state where your money stretches far, where communities are welcoming, and where the sky feels endless, Oklahoma is a solid choice. Next, let's reveal the number 3 cheapest state to live in America. Number 3, Kansas. Kansas may be known as the Sunflower State, but it could easily be called the budget-friendly state. Nestled in the heart of the Great Plains, Kansas offers one of the lowest costs of living in America, making it an attractive option for families, retirees, and anyone wanting more financial breathing room. Housing is where Kansas truly shines. The median home price is well below the national average, and rent is equally affordable. In cities like Wichita, Topeka, and Kansas City on the Kansas side, you can find spacious homes and apartments at prices that would shock people living on the coasts. For many, this means the possibility of homeownership becomes very real and very achievable. But Kansas doesn't stop at cheap housing. Groceries, utilities, healthcare, and transportation are all lower than national costs, which means everyday living doesn't feel like a financial battle. Gas prices are often lower too, helping commuters and families save even more. Lifestyle in Kansas offers more than just savings. Wide open skies, friendly small towns, and strong agricultural roots give it a warm, welcoming vibe. Wichita, the state's largest city, boasts a growing job market and cultural amenities, while smaller towns provide that close-knit community feel many people crave. Of course, Kansas does have challenges. Its weather can be unpredictable, with hot summers, cold winters, and the occasional tornado. But the affordable living and family-friendly environment make it a trade-off many people are happy to accept. For those searching for a place where your money goes further, where community still matters, and where opportunity is within reach, Kansas is hard to beat. Now, let's move even closer to the top and uncover number 2 on our list. Number 2, New Mexico. Known as the land of enchantment, New Mexico blends jaw-dropping landscapes, rich culture, and surprisingly low costs of living. While it might be famous for its desert scenery, adobe architecture, and fiery cuisine, it's also one of the cheapest places to live in America. Housing is the star of the show here. Whether you're buying or renting, prices are well below the national average. In cities like Albuquerque, Las Cruces, and Santa Fe, outside the pricier historic districts, you'll find affordable housing options that make both homeownership and renting realistic for individuals and families. Everyday expenses are also manageable. Groceries, utilities, healthcare, and transportation cost less compared to many states, giving residents more financial freedom. Even energy bills can be lower thanks to the state's sunny climate, which makes solar power an increasingly popular and cost-saving option. But what really sets New Mexico apart is the unique lifestyle it offers. With a mix of Native American, Hispanic, and Anglo cultures, the state's art, food, and traditions create a truly one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Picture yourself enjoying a spicy green chili dish while surrounded by desert sunsets and starry night skies. It's a lifestyle that feels rich even when your expenses are low. Nature lovers will also thrive here. From the White Sands National Park to the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, outdoor adventures are everywhere. Hiking, camping, skiing, and stargazing are practically daily activities. Of course, New Mexico does face challenges, such as limited job opportunities in rural areas and occasional droughts. But for many, the combination of affordability and cultural richness makes it an unbeatable choice. And now, we've reached the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 cheapest state to live in America. Number 1, Mississippi. Topping our list as the cheapest state to live in America is none other than Mississippi. While it may not always make the headlines, Mississippi consistently ranks as the state with the lowest cost of living nationwide. Let's start with the numbers. The median home price in Mississippi is nearly half the national average, making homeownership more accessible here than anywhere else in the country. Renting is also extremely affordable, with monthly costs in cities like Jackson, Hattiesburg, and Gulfport far below what most Americans pay. Simply put, your housing dollar stretches further here than anywhere else in the U.S. But it doesn't stop at housing. Everyday expenses, groceries, healthcare, utilities, and transportation are all among the cheapest in the nation. That means whether you're raising a family, starting fresh as a young professional, or retiring on a fixed income, Mississippi allows you to live comfortably without financial strain. And while the affordability is the big draw, the lifestyle adds real charm. Mississippi is steeped in rich history, blues music, and Southern hospitality. You'll find slower-paced living, welcoming communities, and access to natural beauty like the Gulf Coast beaches and peaceful countryside. Of course, Mississippi faces challenges such as lower average wages and limited job opportunities in some regions. However, for many, the incredibly low cost of living offsets these concerns, especially for remote workers or retirees who aren't tied to the local job market. In short, if you're looking for the ultimate balance between affordability and lifestyle, Mississippi stands tall as the most budget-friendly state in the nation. Now that we've revealed all 10, let's wrap up with some key takeaways and closing thoughts. As we've seen, the cost of living in America can vary dramatically depending on where you choose to live. From the rolling hills of West Virginia to the cultural richness of New Mexico and the deep southern charm of Mississippi, these states prove that you don't have to spend a fortune to live comfortably. In fact, in many of these places, you can cut your housing, grocery, and utility costs by nearly half compared to high-cost states like California or New York. But here's the real takeaway. Affordability doesn't mean sacrificing quality of life. Each of these states offers its own blend of culture, community, and natural beauty, showing that financial freedom can come with rich experiences. So whether you're planning a move for work, retirement, or simply a fresh start, remember, choosing the right state could be the key to unlocking a stress-free, affordable, and fulfilling lifestyle. Now, you might be wondering, how do I actually take advantage of this information? The solution lies in doing a strategic relocation plan that works for your life and budget. First, identify your priorities. Do you want lower housing costs, better job opportunities, or a slower pace of life? For instance, if owning a home is your top goal, states like Mississippi or West Virginia make that dream possible at a fraction of the cost. If you want cultural richness with affordability, New Mexico or Georgia might be perfect fits. Second, research the job market and economic opportunities. While some states have lower average wages, the rise of remote work means you can often keep a big city salary while enjoying a small town cost of living. This is especially powerful for professionals who no longer need to live in expensive cities. Third, consider lifestyle factors. Affordability is important, but so is quality of life. Look into local healthcare, education, climate, and community activities before making a decision. Finally, visit before you move. Spend time in a city or town you're considering. Get a feel for the culture, talk to locals, and explore neighborhoods. This way, you'll know if it's truly a place you can see yourself thriving. By following this step-by-step approach, you'll not only save money, but also build a life that feels richer in every sense, financially, emotionally, and experientially. And there you have it, the 10 cheapest states to live in America. Now, I want to hear from you. If you had the chance to move tomorrow, which state on this list would you pick and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them. Don't forget to check out our previous video for more money-saving tips. And if you enjoyed this one, please support us by hitting subscribe. It's just one click, but it means the world to us after all the effort we put into making these videos.